Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Sarah, and today we're gonna talk about the Baddies Caribbean Reunion Part Dos. Okay. Oh yeah, I do want to talk about Tommie, which by the way, she looked beautiful. I don't know, it was like the hair, the orange hair, it was like a burgundy or I don't know. It was like kind of like it gave me like fall vibes, and we are in October, so it was like really beautiful and just like very simple with like a little white tank. And I don't think I would have the balls to wear those pants that she was wearing, but I don't even know what they are. It's like cowboy like slacks or something like with cutouts. I know there's a specific name for them, like chaps. I think are they chaps? I don't know, something like that. I don't know. I think she looked beautiful, but it did seem a bit like they were like production was trying to protect her, and it could be because she was there as a celebrity guest, and so that maybe in her contract, maybe like there's something in her contract that says that X, Y, and Z cannot happen. This person or that person cannot touch her. I don't know, but I felt like when I saw Tommie going at it with Rollie back and forth, and I do know that in the next episode we will actually see them fighting, but oh man, she was just really like on Rollie for a long time in part two. And Rollie was just kind of like trying to brush it off, just like leave me alone, leave me alone. And Tommie was just going, and I was like, this is really weird because I've never seen Rollie not step up to anyone, like especially being after being like sort of like taunted this way. And then like Natalie kind of gets up and stands in between them, and then Biggie kind of steps in also and just kind of like tries to like diffuse the situation. She gives Rollie a hug, and I think she's trying to like show that some sort of like amicability or something like that, because I know she's also friends with Tommie. I don't know, but it was just kind of like it felt like everyone was like protecting Tommie because maybe they also noticed that maybe Tommie wasn't completely like I don't know. I don't really like to say when people look like they're under the influence or not, because you can't really like know. And also I think it can be like dismissive sometimes to say like, oh, this so and so is just saying these things because they're under the influence, which may be true, but I don't like to say that because this could really be her true feelings, that she feels this way about Rollie and that she feels this way about whatever's going on. But I'm saying this because Rollie said that she was under the influence, or that it looked like it. So maybe that's why they weren't, like going after her, because maybe they knew that she was like maybe not in the right state of mind. I don't know, but that will be interesting to see how that plays out next week with Rollie, because they got into a fight, and I think one last thing I want to say is that I think Asian Doll is a pretty like interesting cast member because she I mean, gorgeous, by the way, but I feel like maybe she also has some type of like celebrity contract going on, because I also feel like no one really like came for her like that. And I also feel like she didn't really like unnecessarily go after people the way some of these other cast members do. They're sort of like trying to secure a slot for the next season, like some people that are a little bit more unknown. So I think that's interesting. Yeah. And what else? Oh yeah, I do want to say that I feel like Meatball held her own. Who's in the right or wrong? It doesn't even matter, because when I see one person being attacked by three people, one after the other, it just doesn't sit right with me. And the fact that she cried after kind of upset me, because I think we've all been, at some point in our lives, we felt bullied, whether it's as children or even as adult in the workplace. When you feel like people are kind of talking about you or ganging up against you, it's a very sad feeling, because no one actually wants to be the villain, or and I know that like people were kind of like cheering her on, saying like, the audience was like, oh, meatball, 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 but I think anyone would rather be on, like, just be friends with the cast. Like when you see Taseki, Anna, and Biggie, and then they seem to have like a little click thing going on. And I think people would rather be sort of like clicked up like that, having real friends, than to be cheered on as some sort of like, you know, outsider. And I do think Meatball is quite real, because she does show her emotions, and so many times too, like in her fights with Tinka, she did say that she, you know, this hurts her because this was a real friendship. I don't see that same kind of sentiment from Tinka, and maybe again behind the scenes there's been more of that we haven't seen, and she has sort of like cried a few times, but I don't know, like when I watched it, and it could be editing, it just felt more performative than when I saw it coming from Meatball, because Meatball was actually trying to like mend fences. She was trying to reach out an olive branch and patch things up with Tinka, and I feel like Tinka wasn't receptive of that. So I think that's why I was sort of confused, because I was like, well, if you are that upset and you really do love Meatball, like, you know, like this isn't that serious. We're talking about a freaking chain. Like, you know, wouldn't you just like kiss and make up? But again, it's like, it could be, you know, it could be for the show, trying to secure a spot and like giving us entertainment, which again, we appreciate that also as viewers. But I did feel bad for Meatball, because it does seem like overall that Tinka is more popular in general. I feel like even when she was fighting with Diamond, everyone was sort of like taking up for Tinka. So she is sort of like, you know, I don't know, like people seem to really take up for her in the house. And so I don't know, maybe that's why I'm sort of like, you know, kind of, you know, feeling bad for the underdog in the situation a little bit. So I'm not even making an assessment like who I think is in the right or who's in the wrong. I think I'm just kind of going off of like my empathy, to be honest. So I'm not saying Meatball is right or Tinka is right. I'm just saying like my empathy makes me feel bad seeing her cry and wanting to just be friends with everyone. And yeah, so that was kind of sad to see. And it was a nice moment when Tommie kind of like showed up for her and, you know, gave her a hug and, you know, sort of grounded her again and reminded her of who she is. I think that was quite beautiful. And I do want to say that, I don't know, like Natalie's looking so cute lately. I love how she does her hair. She always has these little like buns on the side of her. I don't know. She's colorful and fun. And I've really enjoyed Natalie this season, because I've just seen her really be, really empathetic, to be honest. I think it was when she was also like having that conversation with E.T. and Rollie, just kind of how she stepped up and she was just so like grown about it. And I don't know, I feel like in this season I could really tell like, you know, she is the boss, you know, and she was more like a guiding force for everyone. And I don't know, she was just really cute and fun. And yeah, I really was a big fan of Natalie this season. Okay, so who else? All right, guys, subscribe for more commentary on baddies and other celebrity pop culture trending topics. Yeah, it was really good to chat with you guys today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.